Yo! What's up, everybody? Bob Walters, Brett Grasso. Brett coming to you live from Atlantic City at the Borgata.
Yep.
At the Borgata in Atlantic City. We're going to do some Mets hot stove report GM meetings this week. A lot going on. This is really the start of the offseason, the start of the rumors and everything that goes on. Mets got a lot of work to do. There's pitching, there's Pete, there's Diaz, there's a whole bunch going on. The one thing he said, well, first of all, Brett, what's up? Well, it just got a lot lighter. Look, I got daytime.
I got you set up now. I got a nice.
So where are you at? So let's just set this up. You're at the Borgata. Did you win? What are you doing there? What are you playing?
I am at the Borgata in Atlantic City. I'm on the 43rd floor. This place was shaking today. It was so windy. You could see. You got a nice little sunset. We got oceans behind us. A little bit of, the classic AC. But so I won a seat in the. This week is the Borgata Fall Poker Open, so they do like a huge event. A lot of people playing, and so I entered a tournament for about $100 online. MGM Bet MGM New Jersey, big poker site. We have it in New York, but only for your classic sports betting, and that got me a spot into their number 9 event, which is a Hold'em knockout event, and it's like $1,000 entry. So that $100, I knocked out like 60 people, got down to a free entry, pushed that down into bounty tournament. So I knocked a few people out along the way, made about like $400 or $500, but got unlucky at the end. Very like one of those. Oh man!
One of those. If it was one other card, I would have won. Everybody's story, you mean?
Like when you and the other guy go in and you're like everything's supposed to go your way, and then sorry, that doesn't work out for you. And that's the way cards are. You got to get lucky. You can't
it's because it's still gambling.
Cards. You have to 100%. You gotta.
Unless of course you're Chauncey Billups and you're playing in one of his games.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what it started to feel like at the end. I was making a generational run all day. To be honest with you, it was going so well. I didn't even have much to show for it, but it was pretty good. I'm hanging around. They gave me a free night here tonight. And,
free night.
We got the Knicks game. Got the Knicks playing the Magic tonight.
I hit for $1,000 at Jake's 58 on in 20 minutes on roulette. I just kept hitting, and then I got out. And I went back to the room and I fell asleep. And they gave me. I got 2 free nights now. So and I never win a roulette. Hey. And what are you gonna do? But we got the GM meetings. Figured we'd do a little baseball because the football teams are terrible. I already did something on the Giants firing the coach, which was I told you so. And the Jets, whatever. The Knicks we'll get into down the road. The Mets now hot stove GM meetings. It's the first time really you get the rumors from the GMs themselves. Stearns spoke. He said they people are going great. They want Diaz and Alonso back. No surprise there. Let's start there. Alonso says he wants 7 years. I think I'd give him 6 for like 160, maybe something like that. But I'm not going crazy with it. Although I do think they need Pete back because imagine they didn't have Pete last year. Who's going to protect? Who are you going to get?
There isn't. There is no replacing Pete. And not in that way. You're not going to find a guy who's going to go out for the next 5 years and hit you 40-plus home runs. You can say whatever you want about his defense, and I gave him
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
No, his general defense. Listen, if it's about fixing a soft toss to first, I think we can work that out. But I do too, but it's what they want. Again, Boras is still his agent. I don't know what he really wants. I know 6, 7 years.
He probably want like 7 years, 190, something like that. But that's fine. He could say that, but he's not going to get that. But you got to get him back. I would, if I'm the Mets, I jump all over this fight from the start. I don't wait to see what the market is, right? Because then he starts. Then it's kind of like having your wife go out and play the field. Go out and see what you can find, and she'll find something.
No, and that's the whole thing. Is it's not even that you don't want to piss your wife off either. You piss her off, and she said, "I might just do it for spite."
Yeah, they pissed him off last year though when he came back.
No, he still wants to come back, but I don't know if you can do that twice. Your wife gives you 1 pass; she doesn't give you 2.
Yeah,
and I don't know, and I really don't. I know that he wants to be here, so it's going to have to be an embarrassing offer that is disgusting that makes him be upset about it. It's not like the Mets are going to do nothing. Honestly, last year,
no.
I feel like they didn't know if they wanted him.
Yeah, no, they didn't want him.
Sure.
I think Stearns didn't want him, and Cohen stepped in and was like, "Hey, listen, we're going to get this done now," and they're not going to get that deal anymore because he had a great year.
No, there is no more of that deal. The deal is, someone's going to go give him a minimum of 5 years and a minimum of like 25 for those years. And, honestly, already in your brain whether or not, if you're the GM and the owner, whether or not you want him back, and the numbers to get him back. So we all joke like there's some big gap and they're going to like have these crazy negotiations. It's not even like that. Like, I understand last year it was like that, but like it's going to be a general rule of, like you said, if they don't get on him early, someone else is going to set the market.
Because the Red Sox could be good, right? If the Red Sox come calling for him and they want to make him a big deal and they show him around Boston, it's a great baseball city. It's a Fenway Park. They're a good team. They're up and coming. He could very easily just say, you know what? I'm not even going to leave here.
It's still a big city. It gets you away from the Mets, like in the NL. So now you're in the AL, and like you're kind of like not even involved in that.
It's not a mega city either. It's like a small little town, but it's a city.
The one thing, the Mets do have this whole negotiation. That's the thing that Stearns knew last year. I don't know if if Cohen knew it last year, but it's that. And I said this, and you didn't believe it. Pete wants to be here more than he wants to be anywhere else. I don't think there were any options that he was even going to take.
That's one. Yeah, but you're wrong. You're contradicting yourself. There was no other options.
No, if somebody threw him, unless someone threw him the 5 or 6 year offer, you're right. I would give you that. He was leaving. He was leaving for the money.
Yeah, he was out.
Someone gave him the 6 years. Now, he does want to be back here. He's going to give you the hometown discount. He really is. You can say he's not all you want. If someone else is going to offer it him, they're going to have to give him more money. If he matches it, he is coming back to New York if we match.
But I think he knows he's also got the Mets by the balls too, because you know what, they're playing with Vientos at first. That's not going to work. That can't work. You can't have Vientos and McNeil platooning first baseman and make up anywhere near the offensive output that Alonso has. You can't do it. It won't happen.
No, you're exactly right. And the Mets are all thinking about, oh my God, but what about in 5 years? He's going to be DH. Soto's going to be the DH. God forbid we sign somebody else.
No matter what, you're going to have to. Yeah, but whoever you sign is going to be a crappy and back into the contract. It just is what it is.
And that's not how we play the offseason. The offseason is building a team to win the World Series next year. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can trade after that if we needed to. Someone will trade, you know what I mean? Like, and not even Alonso, but anybody. So
no, because look at Stanton. The Yankees are stuck with Stanton, right? They can't trade Stanton.
I agree, but Alonso is a play 162 guy. The reason they're stuck with Stanton is because you never know if you get Stanton on the field.
He's a play 162 guy now, at 30, not at 36.
He's always been that way, and I will give you're right at 36, but nobody is worried about that. They're worried about the next 4 years. They're not even worried about years 5.
I think they get it done because I think, you know what? I think Stearns would probably let him go. He thinks he could put it together with pitching and defense and make up for it. I think Cohen was embarrassed. I think Cohen was embarrassed about this year. He got embarrassed. He spent a ton of money, biggest payroll ever, didn't make play, and he don't want to be embarrassed anymore. He don't like being embarrassed. He's the big billionaire in the room all the time. He's gonna go. You know what? Let's just forget it. Same thing like last year. I'm going to take care of Pete. We're going to get Pete back. You take care of the rest of it. And the rest of it is big, too. Now, Diaz, I think you could live without Diaz, okay? Diaz, I would like Diaz back, but you could live without Diaz. Closers got the hit or miss, I think. Year to year.
That's the thing is, you can say whatever you want about Diaz and about every closer, but you have no idea. Like, I'm sorry, he was great. He was great, 3 years ago. You're right. They come and go. And being a great closer, like, he may be one of those guys that is that for the next few years.
He's had bad years, though.
Fine.
Like, we've seen him have bad years. We've seen him get hurt and miss a year.
I know, but this is now, you watch what he bounced back so well in that second year. That first year back is always questionable. They're not even, we talked about this with, earlier with a few other different guys about, how that first year is like you're just trying to get feel and can you push off the same way and can you get that same. Last year, you see it, second year back, he was unstoppable.
Yeah, he was good. He was great.
The problem is you have, the out west, they're talking big talks about that's the big target for the Dodgers this year.
But I also read that don't take the Dodgers on too serious about it. But also, look, he had a great year, right? Best closer in baseball. What happened? They missed the playoffs, right? So it's not like it's not a game changer that whether you make him or miss the playoffs. You get a good bullpen, you could patch together a bullpen. And closers go south real fast. Look at Helsley. He was great in St. Louis. Comes over to the Mets, can't get anybody out.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it reminds me of the Packers picking up Micah Parsons. You're like, wow, really great, but sorry, your quarterback still sucks. And you can't do it. You're great, you got the guy, but sorry, without that guy, you got no chance.
And, he could be great.
So it's like you got to get to that guy. To get to that guy, you need this guy.
You could have a great left tackle, but your team doesn't win. Doesn't make the playoffs. And now the closer's not the left tackle, but he's a receiver. You could have a great receiver.
They have a huge role in the game, but their role typically isn't going to drive the offense to get you there. You have to get to that guy. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a need for that guy. Without the need, which means you have a lead, in any of the sports, and the same thing. And the Mets, great when they got him there. The problem is we barely even used him as a closer. Half the time we used him as the seventh inning guy to come in and get the top three guys. And then you know what happened? We didn't have anybody left to take care of business later. And so it's like, it's all great, but without the setup men, which we thought we had, we thought we made all the deals in the world to get these setup men to get there. We couldn't get there this year.
Well, the Mets went big. Listen, you can't say they didn't go big. It just didn't work out on the trade deadline.
But now you have to go out and say, wait a minute, our evaluation process sucked. We were so wrong in that, or maybe those guys just floundered. But now if you pick those wrong, I have no faith in them picking those relievers right. And now I understand certain guys just got back from injury, certain guys that fell off last year. We have a whole slew of young guys who are kind of starters that can all be starters, right? Because you can't have a whole bunch of mediocrity at starting pitching, because we watched that last year. It didn't work out.
They said there's some interest in Kodai Senga. They said there's some interest in the trade market, Kodai Senga. I say get rid of. See you later.
Well, and also he said, as of yesterday, Stearns comes out and says, as of right now, Kodai Senga is in our starting rotation. And so that you take that with a grain of salt. Nothing you say now even means anything. But that sounds a lot like to me like a guy saying we're shopping him.
And there's big interest on actually listener of the show, contributor to the show, this Japanese kid who was commenting on the show. Big interest in him. Mets have mentioned, Dodgers have mentioned. Like he's a big deal, and it's our fault for not knowing who he was right off the bat. But I mean, there's a big market for him. He's going a year early. He's coming in.
That kid was getting ready to go watch the World Series.
I know.
praying that next year he's going to be in the World Series. He hooked up to anything that said
came across our
World
show
Series
and started commenting on it.
That guy watched our show, and we are now in a conversation with. Come on, he knows New Yorkers. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe that shows you he wants to go to the Mets. Maybe that's the
indicator. Maybe. Listen,
he was like, I want to see what New York's saying about this Japanese series. You know why? There's too much Japan in LA. We need to go East Coast, boys.
Mike and the Mad Dog brought Piazza. We brought this kid.
Yeah.
if he signs with the Mets, if he signs with the Mets, it's going to be.
No, not only that, we're going to ship out Senga first and make you a nice spot. You're the only guy we need.
Yeah.
We don't need it. We don't need it. We just got you. Senga warmed it up. We're going to upgrade.
They need a starter, right? They do need a starter. I think you have McLean as an ace. Like I think he could be like a Skeens, right? Skeens is not going anywhere. That's a dream. Everybody seems to have the dream. They think the Pirates are just going to be like, we suck. We're going to get rid of him when he's got 5 years left at a good price. They're not trading Paul Skeens unless you give him everybody,
But draw. Their gates. People go through the gates
to see him
every 5 days. Once every 5 days, they guaranteed gate. They have no gate other than that.
Yeah, so forget about it.
In the world. They have no reason. They have no reason in the world. They can build around that. It costs them nothing. And the best part is, you trade him in the last year.
I don't know why. I don't know why he's even. I don't know why people are talking about it. And the Pirates squashed it yesterday. They came out and they go, listen, we're not trading him. He's going to be on the Pirates next year. I don't know why you guys are all saying that. But there are pitchers out there: Freddie Peralta, Suarez, Dylan Cease,
Tarek Skubal.
Skubal. But Skubal's another trade one. The Tigers came out and said he's not being traded.
Yeah, and they all say that, but the truth is, he's going to cost you what you think it's going to cost for Skeens. So you're going to go out and ride all your chips. And listen, I know you're not a big prospect guy, but when you start talking about giving away
everybody, McLean, we could have given away McLean. I don't want to give.
And it wouldn't be. It would be the next guy up, and it would be Tong or it would be, Sproat, or whatever it would be. But you'd be talking about that along with Jet Williams, Carson Bench, who was named as he has a very good chance at making the roster out of spring training next year, in David Stearns' words. So you look at it and you go, these are major leaguers. They are major leaguers that if they were on any other team in any other organization that wasn't, having a full roster, they would have been in the major leagues last year.
But who's the guy? Who's the guy that's not going to be like the Mets have have more than a full starting pitching. You got McLean, you got Sproat, Tong, right? Let's say one of them goes down. Let's say Tong. So let's say you have McLean, Sproat, Minaya, Holmes,
Not done. There's more.
Senga. Christian Scott. So what do they do? Why they want people talking about getting 2 frontline starters? You're not going to get 2 frontline starters. They're going to get 1.
You have to get rid. You're right. 1. No way.
But who are you throwing off? Minaya signed, right? They gave Minaya a bunch of money last year. He's going to be pitching. Okay. McLean's pitching. Sproat's pitching. Holmes is going to be better this year because he's going to have stretched out his arm from last year. He's pitching. Yes. That's 4. Yes. When Senga, let's say you don't trade Senga. What are you doing with all these pitching? You going to put him in the bullpen?
If they don't trade Senga, you're right. No, he will start, and they will see how it goes. And they'll do the same thing with Holmes.
Yeah, but what if they get Freddie Peralta? What if they get Freddie Peralta? Who's out? Holmes goes back to the bullpen. They get screwed with his arm even more.
Let me tell you, I think you have Tong starting in the minors.
Okay, I can live with that, but he's going to be halfway through. He's going to have to come up, right?
And possibly Sproat, and possibly Christian Scott. So whichever one of those 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3.
Well, Christian Scott, you can because he's coming off the Tommy John.
No. So I'm saying that 1 or 2 out of those 3 will be in the rotation. So right there, you have that. They have their options too. So those are the guys who stay down, the ones with the options. We need you later when the other guys bail out. Now, of the other guys, you go Holmes,
Minaya,
Senga, and Minaya, and you go and don't forget Frankie Montas has a year of injury of him
and McLean,
but.
Then whoever they get in the free agency.
No, start this way. McLean is 100%. He's
100%. Oh, yeah, he's the ace. He's the opening day starter.
Until we trade for a monster ace, it's McLean. It goes our ace, McLean, and flip-flop that. I think McLean starts opening day.
Okay, so McLean and Dylan Cease. Let's say Dylan Cease.
They're expecting, so this is what they're going to forget. But after that, they're expecting of those other 3, Holmes, Minaya, and they go, and Senga, 2 out of 3 to either be injured or bad. And that's who's going to go.
Yeah, listen, Senga's good, though. Like, Senga, when he's good, but he gets hurt. He can't stay healthy. Minaya, I think they blew it with Minaya. I wouldn't have given him the money.
I think Senga was down after that injury. I think he comes back healthy. That doesn't mean he's going to stay healthy.
But he's good. When he's good, he's good.
He's really good, and someone's going to buy him very low. And you know what scares me? And I don't think the Mets would send him to the Dodgers, but he will end up somewhere on the West Coast, like the Mariners or like
the Padres.
Yeah, exactly. And so that really worries me. And all of a sudden, you're going to get a Daniel Jones or a
Daniel Jones.
Daniel
Jones will be going to the Super Bowl.
Former Met now good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We can't. And I can't do it. So I think that's the rotation is more evaluation. The problem is you're at a championship team. You can't spend the beginning of your year evaluating.
No, I know. And then finally, center field, right? Disaster last year. Tyrone Taylor, love Tyrone Taylor. He's a soft hitting, great center fielder glove, but he can't hit. He can't be this everyday center fielder. Okay, Siri was a disappointment, injured all season. Cedric Mullins a nightmare, a disaster. Nimmo is more of a corner outfielder, and then Carson Bench, we don't know because he's in the minors, and they said he's going to get a chance. Do you go after Corey Bellinger? Do you go after? See, he's getting older, though, right?
No, but Bellinger, he is. He's like 32 or something like
that.
But Bellinger is the Alonso replacement. If say you have two Japanese guys, so you have 2 Japanese guys vying for first base. You have Bellinger who plays first and center, and so Bellinger is a great guy. That's a utility guy. He can play anywhere. He proved he can play in New York. I don't know what his cost is going to be this year, but it's still a gamble. But
it's Scott Boras. It's Scott Boras, and he's saying he wants big money.
No, you know what the big thing is? You know what happens when
they're going to be bidding against the Yankees?
No, but you want to know what the biggest problem is? It puts another lefty bat in this lineup, and Alonso, when he's a righty bat, a righty power bat, We need that so badly, and we expected that Vientos could take over that helm, and we learned that's not true. And so we really thought we were going to get 30 out of Vientos, a big right. We can't just have lefties.
No, Bellinger's 30. Bellinger's only 30, so he's Pete Alonso's age, same age.
Not bad. That's not bad, and I like him. I really do. But you don't realize what a right power bat is. Pete Alonso is the equivalent to like Harmon Killebrew. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't exist.
No, they don't. And honestly, the fact that he showed at the beginning of the year that once in a while he can come through with average when his eye's on, he's just very inconsistent.
And Nimmo's inconsistent. Nimmo's hurt. And Nimmo's, I think Nimmo grew on us as Mets fans. But around the league, Nimmo's not that good.
Nope.
Let's be real. Nimmo's not that good.
The best way to put it is we've seen the best of Nimmo.
Yeah, I think so.
The best of Nimmo, and that's very tough because we love him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's our guy and everything, but around the league, Nimmo's not looked as a scary hitter.
This is what's funny. Like Mets fans we want Nimmo to be on this team when we win a World Series. We want Alonso to be on this team when we win a World Series. We want all these guys.
Yeah, but you get over that. You get over that quick. You get over that quick.
You know what the problem is? We won't win a World Series with these guys.
No. But I think they have to get beat back. I think they know deep down that they have to get, because think about this team. Where would they have been last year without Pete, right? And there's nobody to replace. Nobody in the market to replace him.
Do you know what the problem? I think it's more Nimmo. Pete's not the problem. Nimmo, let me tell you, want to talk about being a liability?
Yeah, Nimmo was no good last year.
250. And so when you watch that, remember that you watch Game 7 of the World Series, and you go, Nimmo's never coming out, and they've proven that they're never going to replace him for defense. And you watch in that Game 7, in extra innings, that catch that's made is what saved the game. And guess what? Nimmo wouldn't have gotten within 5 feet of that ball.
Yeah, but Nimmo wouldn't have caught it. It was the same. That would have been a Bellinger.
He would have been the other guy. He would have been the guy on the floor.
But yeah, I agree with Nimmo. I think we all think Nimmo's better than he is, and I think around the league, Nimmo doesn't scare anybody. Nobody is like, oh, Nimmo's coming up next inning, And Marte is gonna. I think they should sign Marte, give him a couple $1 million that he wants, have him come off the bench. I think he's a good clubhouse guy. I think he's good off the bench. He could get you some hits. He's some power, and he's still got a little bit left in him. So there's a lot to discuss. It's the GM meetings, and we got the winter meetings. We got Mark Healy coming up on Saturday morning for you. So that's going to be good. Brett's out last night in NAC. You coming home tomorrow?
Yeah, heading home in the morning.
Did you play any real sit down and blackjack and like lose or win like $1,000 in like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't it was. I played blackjack. I was down $80, and then I ended up taking it all the way back to up 20. So take that for what it's worth. Down 80. Up 100, whatever you want. But I won a little bit playing poker at the table and some 1-2. Listen, man, this is it. I had breakfast in bed every day, Bob. So you should be missing out. To be honest with you,
yes, I would have come. I got work. Unfortunately, $1,000 at Jake's 58
going out
does not mean I can retire. I wish I could retire on $1,000. And I got what's going to. It's going to. I got my cousin's wedding this weekend. It's already spent. I gotta get a suit. I gotta give a gift. It's the $1,000. So it basically gives me a free wedding weekend and a hotel out there or whatever. So that's good. But unfortunately, I still gotta show up to work. So
same thing for me. I won my seat nice and cheap.
Can you sell that? Can you sell that?
Yeah, I could have sold it for
800.
880.
880. They let you sell. You're allowed to sell. So you win it. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be you.
It's weird. There's some of them that you're automatically registered, and there's others that here's your cash, do what you want with it.
Oh, okay.
Because you can play both. But yeah, I could have unregistered.
Okay.
880. But right away, half of that is $400 in chips. And those chips, whenever you knock somebody out, you get half of whatever it's called their bounty. So you actually get 200 of it.
Okay. And the chips have a cash value, even the chips in the game?
No. The tournament chips don't. Everybody starts with, say, 40,000 chips. And when you're out, you're out.
Okay. And no rebuys, no buy-ins, no rebuy-ins.
For the first few hours, you can.
Okay.
For the first few hours, you can, and then after it, you're on.
And when's the tournament? You played in the tournament and lost, right?
That was it. I played in the qualifier and won the qualifier day one, and then it was a 2-day tournament. I made it through day one of the tournament and got knocked out pretty early in day two. But that was I made it through. There's going to be about 600 people in the tournament. I made it through about 400.
Did you see Matt Vitale or any of our poker friends down there?
I surprisingly no, not.
I've seen him down there. I've seen him down there.
Oh, I don't doubt it. He plays him. I guarantee you, if he's not in Miami playing whatever he's playing in the Hard Rock down there, he's probably here for the board. He's played in these events so many times. It's just you got. It's easy to qualify. You qualify for cheap, you get in later. But yeah, hopefully, we'll see how. But he's always winning these things.
So that does it. We'll see you on Saturday. Mark Healy. We'll talk about Queens Baseball Convention. We'll do some more Mets. We'll do some Knicks. And, of course, the football with the Giants and the Jets, whatever's left of that mess. So, listen, Jets win out, Brett. They might make it. They could maybe if they beat New England this weekend.
Should I stick around AC for the Jets-Dolphins tomorrow night?
No, Jets-Patriots. Jets-Patriots.
Jets Patriots. I'm sorry, Jets Patriots.
Yeah, the Dolphins beat the Bills.
No, they're both going to beat the Jets. So I don't know what else you.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that does it. From Brett Grasso in Atlantic City, I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.